So when you get better spiritually, everything else gets better. When you, not your sister, not your mama, when you get better spiritually, everything else get better. And spirituality is not religion. Spirituality is your awareness of self. It's consciousness. Those are synonyms. I'm noticing today's lesson is going to be refining your systems, right? And I got the whiteboard that's going to really explain what a system is. What a system is. And the system in this context is defined as habitual habits. Let me go take a look at my notes real quick. And routines. Have you ever wanted a particular result and wasn't able to accomplish that result because whatever habit or action that you had going, it didn't stick, right? This is what we desire. We desire to have results in our life. Everything that we do, we want the result of it. When I go to the gym and do 50 crunches, I want to see a six-pack when I look down at my stomach. I don't want to see anything else besides a six-pack, right? When I go to the gym, when I eat a salad, I want to see my belly slim. When I do some reps when I do some bicep reps, I want to see my arms swole. Everything we do it for a result. When I'm brushing my teeth, these teeth, they better be white. Don't look too close though. Back up a little bit. When I'm connecting to a person, I want to feel connected. I want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. I want to feel loved. Everything that we do is led by the desire for a result. Now, I want to talk to some people out there who actually have a desire to operate a business or to flourish in their relationships, romantic or friendships, right? For those people who are wanting to start a new goal, they're wanting to get out of their job, they want to start something new, but they realize whatever they are doing is not sticking. Whatever they are doing is not really, you feel me? It's not, where's the glue? Where's the glue? It's not sticking. Now I have been on the other side of this, right? So when I tell like this YouTube, like when I started, I realized all this time I was never really committed to it. I used to make messages from time to time, share my thoughts from time to time, but was I really doing research? Maybe. Was I really feeling the passion to get up here and record? Sometimes. Was I choosing to browse social media instead and allow my energy just to be consumed by it? Maybe, perhaps, right? I wasn't really committed to the results that I was desiring in my life. When we look at Kai Cenat or Speed, which are popular streamers, they have the biggest audiences in the world because they are results driven, right? Their habitual habits and routine is giving them the results that they want, right? So they have a system in place. You're following? They have a system in place to where every single second of the day, they have a habit and a routine of waking up and recording. They low-key recording around the clock, I'm pretty sure, right? WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, something that I mess with heavy. They're the best product in the world because they have a system of how to develop their superstars. They have a system of how to build John Cena and The Undertaker and Trish Stratus and The Rock. All of these people are characters that are connected to the fans. Why? Because the product of WWE pushes out the habits and the routines of developing these characters by giving them what? Time to talk on the mic, time to do certain move sets, time to connect to their audience. Right? They have a system in place. So I want you to know that every single thing that you do is a system. Everything. These are all systems. Your thoughts are a system. Your responses are a system. What else I have written down? Your excuses are a system. Let's take a break real quick because I want to break this down real quick. A system, remember, is going to be a combination of habits and your routines, right? So every time you think a thought, and that thought is not serving you, or if that thought is serving you, you have created a system of thoughts. You have created an habitual way of how you think, and you marry it with the routine of consistently doing to get the result of the emotion. Where's another marker? Of the emotion that you feel from the system. Oh my gosh. Hey, this is about to unlock and alleviate some people's subconscious abilities. I just know it is. You have a system of thoughts. You think in a certain way, and those thoughts give you a result, even though it's not favorable, or it could be favorable, and those thoughts give you the result, and that result goes to an emotion. And sometimes this is habitual. It's like a cycle. You don't really know it. It's a cycle. You're not conscious of it. I was talking to my friend at the car show earlier. He was saying how he had been to therapy and that he had thoughts that he was thinking and he didn't know why. And they came from his subconscious based on his childhood. His therapist helped him identify that because he had a system of thinking that was not healthy. And somebody else had to bring that out because we all have blind spots, right? So he was getting the results that was not favorable. He didn't like the results he was getting because he felt bad about the results. The emotion is going to tell you how the results are correlating to your reality, right? So if I feel good about the results, I'm coasting, I'm good. If I know there's some type of emotional residue and I don't feel that great about the results, I know something is an error hitting my system of habitual habits and routine, right? Your responses are a system. You know how, well, I know for me, you know, when people ask me what you doing or how are you, I'm literally, I don't know why that triggers me, but it's because I have a response mechanism to anytime somebody asks that, I respond in a way that's annoyed because I feel like they don't mean it. I feel like it's dry texting. I feel like I don't want to talk about mundane shit. Now, I have friends who understand that and they always approach me on some new stuff, like, you feel me? Just different stuff. Like, they may send me a post from Twitter or Instagram, or they may send me a video, or they may just jump into the conversation. You know? So, my responses is a system of how I react to people. Right? When somebody disrespects me, I haven't got disrespected in a very long time, but when somebody disrespects me, how do I respond? Am I impulsive? Am I angry? Am I upset? Because my responses correlate to a system. Look at my dog. Like, mind your business. What else did you have to do? Go play with your toy. Oh, she heard me. Sorry. My excuses. Every time I tell myself, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go. Oh, boxing is a prime example. When I go to boxing, sometimes, not all the time, I create a system of making excuses of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go Thursday, I'm gonna go Saturday instead, I'm gonna do this instead. I'm habitually creating a habit and a routine of creating an excuse every time it's time to train. Every time it's time to train my mind and my body, I may create an excuse. And then I get the results, and then the emotion that I feel is complacency. I don't like that. So I know that something needs to change in my system of thinking, and I need to change how I create excuses, right? I need to have a system in boxing to the point where I start to fall in love with it. I'm passionate about it. I feel great from it. I'm convicted into going. I'm creating emotion surrounding a more positive system. I have my boxing gloves ready. I have my gym clothes on my couch. I have a friend calling me, telling me like, yo, it's time to go to boxing. I don't do that, but sometimes people need that, right? So you create systems in all facets of your life. And you honestly can add relationships. How do you manage relationships? You have a system to how you manage relationships. I've gotten so much better in this arena. I used to not care about hanging out with people. I used to be so content and just kicking it by myself to myself that I don't care about hanging out with people. But then I realized that relationships are valuable to me, especially with where I'm going in my world. I can't get there by myself, so I have to nourish and build healthy relationships, right? So I created a system in my mind of where I value people in my world to the point where I make time for them because I want to have a healthy system of relationships. So every time I think about friends or relationships, I have habits and routines to where I call them, I text them, I FaceTime. I create time to hang out. I do things on the weekends that are active and productive and also chill. Because what? The system of relationships is giving me the result, and I feel good emotions from it. This is literally the model. You want to create systems in your world. If you let me erase this. If you are experiencing depression, anxiety, and so forth, right? Overthinking, you have a poor system in place. Every time you start to feel the heavy emotion of depression, you have a poor system of when you go home, you automatically plop your big ass on a bed and you just allow the emotion of depression to give you the result of not so good of emotion. You have a terrible system in place to where it's giving you the result of feeling depressed. So to change this, I need to first understand in my mind, I don't want to be like this no more. I want to change. I want something different. Sometimes therapists help bring you out of this, and other times your family does it. Sometimes friends does it, but oftentimes it's difficult for friends to help you bring you out of it because friends don't always see your blind spots because they're in the same vibration as you sometimes. So sometimes you need a professional to help bring you out of that and work with you and have a relationship with you so you can step into that area of self-development. So poor systems, where's my red marker? When you have unhealthy systems, let me see if I can erase any of this. I'll erase this. Oh, same thing with anxiety and overthinking, right? You start to overthink something and you keep doing it over and over and over. It becomes a habitual. You get the idea. It becomes habitual. Do you want to change or not? Create that reality of I want to change how I think. You're not a victim, baby. You're not a victim. Poor systems, they cost you time, money, energy, freedom, to name a few. These are the ones I highlighted. When you have poor systems of thinking, we have poor habitual habits and routines, it equals a poor system, and it's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you money, energy, and freedom. Remember, we are on this earth temporarily for like 90 years, right? So you want to make the best of each and every day. You want to look back over your life and realize, oh my God, I remember that moment when I connected to that person. I remember when I flew out of that plane. Jumped out of that plane. I remember when I went to Tokyo. I remember when I dated this person and we became best friends, or this person slashed my tire. I remember when these things happened. And I was living my best life. I remember when I touched my first million, when I started my business, when I wrote that book. I remember when these things happened. And you reflect over your life and you realize you lived a fulfilling life no matter who you are, because you never know when illness might come. You never know when an accident might come. You never know how your life is going to shape up. So you don't want to have a poor system in place where it's going to be costing you all of these valuable sources. It's going to cost you a lot of time. Time is always moving. You're getting more older and older and older. It's going to cost you money. You're going to be wasting money every single time buying things that are not pouring back into you, and because you have a poor system of your finances. You have poor spending habits. You're wasting your energy. That's why you feel those heavy emotions. That's why you feel like nothing is working out for you, because you have a poor system in place. And then freedom. Everybody wants freedom to choose. Everybody wants options. Everybody wants to be in control of their reality, right? So I have to have healthy systems, because if I don't, these systems are going to cost me these things and more. Relationships, your health, so much more. A lot of times, I want to close out here. A lot of times our minds are on autopilot. And when our mind is on autopilot, we don't always realize how sabotaging we are to our own selves because we have poor systems. Now, I'm not perfect, right? But I know I'm getting better every day because I feel myself improving. I know my systems of thinking is improving. My systems of relaxing is improving. My system and how I feel and connect to other people, they are all improving because I feel the shift in me. You get 1% better every single day if you choose to get better. All the times I've worked with mentors and therapists and coaches, and they have tried to pull that out of me to get better, but it wasn't until I decided to choose to improve myself. They can't do it. I have to create my system. They can't make me a system. I have to do it. They can't tell me, oh, invest in the stock market and have a portfolio. You're getting older. It sounds good, but if I don't want to do it, I won't do it. It sounds good though. The money is going to be spent regardless. It sounds good to invest it, but if I don't have a healthy system of finances, then it just won't get done. Refine your systems. Everything in life is not just random. It's a habitual habit of how you think, how you feel, how you move, how you maneuver. Hey, in closing, when you get better spiritually, everything else gets better. Hey, until next time, we set in the tone. Have an amazing rest of the day.